this one actually isn't as bad. Because if you guys at least follow again the process, if you guys just go back and say, all right, what exactly are you doing? You're provided the zeros. All the zeros can be set equal to x. X equals 1 minus the square root of 7. X equals 1 plus the square root of 7. And x equals 0. All right, and then if I understand, well, if I want them to be factors, I got to think of like writing them all equal to 0. So I could replace these all as x minus 1 plus the square root of 7 times x minus 1 minus the square root of 7, and then times x. And we'll set that equal to y because I'm not trying to solve them. We already did solve them. We're trying to write the equation, right? So we want y equals or f of x equals or whatever the function we want to call it. Now, I'm going to show you guys a trick, but I'm going to show you guys a trick later. So for right now, I just want you guys to practice multiplying because I think we're at this point, you guys just need some help with the, the multiplying and so forth. So I'm just going to use the box method again just to kind of reinforce those skills. But I will show you guys a trick later. Oh, yes, sorry. Don't forget the multiplicity. So I'm going to show you guys the trick later. But for right now, let's just practice multiplying. OK. So now that you take 1 length times width here, again, remember this is still multiplied by x squared. We'll come back to that. Now you're just finding the length and the width for each one. So x times x is x squared. X times negative 1 is negative x. A lot of times it's really helpful, guys, when you're multiplying x times square root of 7 to put the x in front. All right? Because we don't want it to be confused with it being under the radical. Negative 1 times x is negative x. Negative 1 times 1 is positive 1. Negative 1 times square root of 7 is negative square root of 7. And what I mean by that is we don't want to write, like if you write it like this, that's fine. But we don't want it to be confused like that. So an easy way to avoid that, as you guys have sometimes noticed, is I put a little line down. And that's telling me the x is outside the radical. Therefore, this becomes a positive square root of 7. And then negative square root of 7 times positive square root of 7 is a negative 7. Again, notice these terms. Add a 0. Here are my like terms. Here are my like terms. I get y equals, I still have that x squared there, so don't forget about that. That's going to be negative, x squared minus 2x minus 6. Then I'll multiply that one more time to give me x to the 4th minus 2x cubed minus 6x squared. Huh? The line? These? Oh, I'm just saying that closes the radical. So therefore, that x is not under it. So you either write it in front or you write it behind it. Preferably right in front is the easiest to not get confused. But if you write it behind, it's not mathematically wrong. Just make sure you stop and close your square root. Otherwise, people get